Have you ever noticed something strange? No matter how hard you work, no matter how much you earn, money never stays. It comes and disappears. Bills increase, stress grows, peace vanishes, and slowly, without realizing it, poverty enters your life, not from lack of effort, but from lack of awareness. Buddhism teaches something most people ignore. Wealth is not lost by fate. It is lost by unconscious living. Today's video will shock you, because the places where you keep your money may be silently repelling abundance and attracting struggle. In this video, I will reveal 8 places you should never keep money, according to deep psychological truth and ancient Buddhist wisdom. Watch till the end. One mistake here can drain your entire life force. Before we begin, like this video if you want wealth with peace. Subscribe if you want ancient wisdom that schools never taught you. Now listen carefully. 1. Dirty, cluttered wallets. Pause this moment. Don't rush. Reach for your wallet, the one you touch almost every day without thinking. Now look at it honestly, not casually. Is it torn at the edges? Is it swollen, stuffed with useless receipts, faded visiting cards, expired coupons, scraps of paper you don't even remember collecting? Does opening it feel heavy, messy, uncomfortable? This is not a small thing. This is not just a wallet. This is a mirror. Buddhism teaches that the outer world is only a reflection of the inner state of the mind. Disorder outside never exists without disorder inside. When your wallet is dirty and chaotic, it is silently revealing something deeper: confusion, neglect, and unconscious living. You may not say it aloud, but your actions are speaking clearly. Money is not important enough to be cared for. And money listens. Money is not paper. Money is not metal. Money is energy, and energy has awareness. It flows toward respect and withdraws from neglect. Every time you shove money into a torn wallet, every time you fold it carelessly, every time it lies buried under trash and useless clutter, you are sending a message to your subconscious and to life itself. I don't value what I receive. Buddhism warns us again and again, what you disrespect, you slowly lose. Not suddenly, not dramatically, quietly, gradually, through leaks you don't notice. Extra expenses, missed opportunities, sudden emergencies, money slipping away faster than it comes. This is how poverty begins, not with emptiness, but with carelessness. A cluttered wallet trains your mind to feel poor even when you earn well. You may have income, but your mindset stays broken. You start expecting money to disappear. You stop trusting abundance. And the mind, once trained in scarcity, recreates scarcity again and again. Notice this truth. People who respect money handle it slowly. They place it neatly. They organize it calmly. They don't rush. They don't crumple. They don't abuse. This calm handling creates a calm relationship with wealth. Buddhism says awareness transforms ordinary actions into sacred acts. When you clean your wallet, you are not cleaning leather. You are cleaning your relationship with survival, security, and self-worth. You are telling your mind, I am capable of holding abundance. A clean wallet creates space. Space invites flow. Flow invites prosperity. When your notes are aligned, your thoughts align. When your wallet breathes, your life breathes. When you treat money with dignity, it begins to stay, not because you begged it to, but because it feels welcomed. This one habit alone can quietly change your financial destiny. Not through force, not through hustle, but through respect. And Buddhism teaches this final truth. Before wealth grows outside, it must feel safe inside you. Start with your wallet. 2. Mixing money with trash and unwanted items. Now listen carefully, because this truth is uncomfortable, and uncomfortable truths are the ones that change lives. Think about where you keep your money when you are not using it. Not the money in your bank, the money you physically touch. The cash you hide, store, forget. Is it inside an old bag you no longer use? A broken purse lying in a corner? A random drawer filled with wires, old keys, torn papers, medicines, dust? A dark corner you rarely open? If yes, this is not coincidence. This is symbolic neglect. Buddhism teaches that nothing exists in isolation. Everything absorbs the nature of its surroundings. When you place money among waste, broken items, and forgotten objects, you are silently telling life one thing: this is not important. And whatever you treat as unimportant begins to lose its power over time. There is a deep Buddhist warning hidden here. What you place among waste becomes waste. Money kept with useless items slowly loses its meaning in your life. It stops feeling alive. It stops feeling valuable. You forget about it. You ignore it. And eventually, it behaves exactly the way you treated it. It disappears without impact. This is how money begins to rot energetically. Money is meant to move. Money is meant to circulate. Money is meant to serve purpose. But when it is buried under trash, dust, and neglect, it enters a state of stagnation. And stagnation is the birthplace of poverty. Buddhism repeatedly warns against stagnant energy. Stagnation creates suffering. Flow creates harmony. When money is surrounded by broken and used, unwanted things, its flow is suffocated. It no longer feels welcome in your life. And here is the painful truth most people miss. The way you store money reflects the way you believe life treats you. If you hide money like garbage, your mind believes abundance is temporary, fragile, and unsafe. That belief silently controls your financial decisions, making you fearful, impulsive, or careless. And fear-driven decisions always attract loss. Notice how disciplined people treat money. They give it a clean space, a specific place, a protected container, because clarity outside creates clarity inside. Buddhism says awareness is respect. When you intentionally choose where money belongs, you are declaring that wealth has a rightful place in your life. You are no longer hoping for abundance. You are hosting it. A dusty corner signals shame. A random drawer signals confusion. A broken bag signals leakage. Money understands these signals faster than words ever could. If you want wealth to stay, stop treating it like something disposable. Remove it from places of neglect. Give it space to breathe. Give it dignity. Give it intention. Because poverty doesn't always come from having less. Sometimes it comes from treating what you have as worthless. And Buddhism reminds us of this final truth. When intention is pure, energy aligns. When energy aligns, life responds. Start by choosing where your money lives. 3. Under your pillow or bed. This one is deeply disturbing because it reveals not how you treat money, but how you sleep with fear. Many people hide cash under their pillow, inside the mattress, beneath the bed frame, wrapped tightly, hidden from sight. At first, it looks practical, just in case, for emergencies, for safety. But Buddhism sees deeper than logic. It sees intention. And the intention here is fear. Fear of loss. Fear of scarcity. Fear that life cannot be trusted. Buddhism teaches clearly. Fear poisons abundance. When you place money beneath your head or body while you sleep, your subconscious receives a powerful message every single night. We are not safe without this. Your nervous system remains alert even in rest. Your mind never fully relaxes. And money becomes associated not with freedom, but with survival anxiety. This is where wealth begins to rot internally. Sleep is the most vulnerable state of consciousness. Whatever you surround yourself with during sleep sinks directly into the subconscious. When money is hidden under your pillow, it enters your dreams, your breath, your heartbeat, but not as peace. As tension, you are literally sleeping on fear. Buddhism warns that what you cling to tightly begins to control you. When money is placed under the bed, it stops being a tool and becomes an anchor. Instead of serving you, it holds you hostage through constant worry. What if someone takes it? What if it disappears? That fear quietly grows. And fear does something dangerous. It repels what it fears losing. The more you worry about losing money, the more your actions unconsciously create loss. You make rushed decisions. You mistrust opportunities. You operate from defense instead of clarity. And life responds accordingly. This is why Buddhism teaches non-attachment, not negligence. Non-attachment means you respect money without clinging to it. You allow it to exist in your life without fear-driven control. True wealth carries calm. Notice this. People who are financially at peace sleep deeply. Their money does not haunt their dreams. It does not sit under their head like a threat. It exists in proper places, protected, yes, but not worshipped, not feared. When you hide money under the bed, you are telling your subconscious, life is dangerous. And a mind that believes life is dangerous will always struggle no matter how much it earns. Buddhism reminds us that peace is the foundation of prosperity. Without peace, wealth becomes another form of suffering. Money placed in fear-filled spaces absorbs fear. Money kept in calm spaces multiplies calmly. If you want abundance, stop guarding money like an enemy. Stop sleeping on anxiety. Allow yourself to trust life just a little more. Because true wealth does not disturb your sleep. It protects it. And Buddhism leaves us with this silent truth. What keeps you awake at night will eventually leave you. Choose calm over paranoia. 4. Keeping money with debts and bills. This is one of the most silent but most destructive habits, because it trains your mind to see money not as freedom, but as punishment. Many people keep cash, savings, or even their wallets inside the same folder, drawer, or bag as unpaid bills, loan papers, credit card statements, and overdue notices, electricity bills, medical receipts, EMI schedules, legal documents, every reminder of what is owed. At first, it feels organized. Everything in one place. Easy to remember. But Buddhism looks beyond convenience. It looks at mental conditioning. Buddhism teaches a simple but brutal truth. Where attention goes, energy flows. Every time you open that drawer, every time you touch that money, your eyes meet debt before abundance. Your mind immediately feels pressure. Your chest tightens. Your breath shortens. The thought is never, I have money. The thought is always, it's not enough. This is how suffering begins. Money placed beside debts absorbs the emotional weight of obligation. It no longer feels like opportunity. It feels like a reminder of failure, responsibility, and lack. Over time, your nervous system learns to associate money with stress. And when money equals stress, your mind avoids it, mishandles it, or unconsciously pushes it away. Buddhism warns us that suffering is not created by situations, but by repeated mental associations. When money and debt live together, the association becomes permanent. Money equals pressure. And pressure does not create prosperity. Pressure creates exhaustion. Pressure creates fear. Pressure creates poor decisions. This is why even when income increases, peace does not. People trapped in this pattern never feel rich. They may earn more, but their mind remains in survival mode. Every rupee feels already spent. Every gain feels temporary, and life responds by keeping them in a cycle of earning and losing, never arriving. Buddhism teaches separation for clarity, not denial, clarity. Your burdens deserve their own space. Your abundance deserves its own space. When you separate money from debts, something powerful happens internally. Your mind begins to see money as potential, not obligation. Your breath relaxes. Your decisions become calmer. You start planning instead of panicking. Debt should be handled with responsibility, but never allowed to define your relationship with wealth. There is a deep psychological shift when money is placed in a clean, calm space. It stops screaming, pay, 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 and starts whispering, grow, save, invest. This is not spiritual fantasy. It is mental conditioning. Buddhism teaches that peace is not found by escaping problems, but by not letting problems poison everything else. When debts dominate the space of money, they dominate the mind. And a dominated mind can never create abundance. Separate what drains you from what sustains you. Because wealth grows where the mind feels safe, not where it feels cornered. Buddhism leaves us with this final reminder. You cannot heal in the same space that wounds you. Give your money a space free from suffering, and watch your relationship with wealth begin to heal. 5. Secret places filled with guilt or lies. This point goes deeper than money. It goes into character. Hidden money, secret stashes, cash kept where no one knows. Money concealed from family, from partners, from life itself. At first, it feels smart. Just in case. For my safety. They wouldn't understand. But Buddhism does not judge the action. It exposes the intention behind it. And the intention here is guilt, or fear, or deception. Buddhism is very clear on this truth. Deception weakens karma. When money is hidden with guilt, it does not rest peacefully. It vibrates with tension. Every time you think about it, a quiet fear arises. What if they find out? What if this creates conflict? What if I lose it? That fear never sleeps. Money kept in secrecy becomes a psychological burden. Instead of giving security, it creates anxiety. Instead of offering freedom, it creates constant alertness. And Buddhism teaches that what burdens the mind slowly poisons the soul. This is how wealth begins to collapse from within. Money grown or stored in secrecy rarely feels satisfying. You cannot enjoy it fully. You cannot speak about it openly. You cannot relax around it. It becomes something you guard, not something that supports you. And fear does something dangerous. It invites exactly what it fears. Fear of loss attracts loss. Fear of exposure attracts collapse. Fear of conflict attracts chaos. Buddhism explains karma not as punishment, but as consequence. When money is associated with lies, the mind becomes divided. One part of you wants security. Another part carries shame. And a divided mind cannot hold abundance for long. Wealth requires inner alignment. This is why people who build money dishonestly often lose it suddenly, through illness, disputes, theft, bad decisions, or emotional breakdowns. Not because the universe is cruel, but because guilt weakens clarity. And without clarity, even great wealth falls apart. Honest wealth feels light. It allows sleep. It allows peace. It allows trust. Guilt-filled wealth feels heavy. It tightens the chest. It sharpens paranoia. It isolates you from others. Buddhism teaches right livelihood and right intention for a reason. Not for morality points, but for mental freedom. When your money aligns with truth, it supports you silently. When it aligns with lies, it drains you slowly. Ask yourself honestly, does this money bring calm or constant worry? Does it make you feel secure or divided? Because money that cannot be spoken about freely is money that already owns you. Wealth built with honesty carries peace. Wealth built with guilt carries collapse, sometimes slowly, sometimes suddenly, but always inevitably. And Buddhism leaves us with this sharp reminder. You cannot build abundance on a foundation your conscience rejects. If you want money to stay, let it breathe in truth. Release secrecy. Release guilt. Because peace is the real wealth, and without it, money is just another form of suffering. 6. Broken containers and damaged spaces. This truth is subtle, yet ruthless. Broken almirahs with loose hinges. Cracked boxes held together with tape. Torn envelopes barely protecting what's inside. Drawers that don't close properly. Locks that no longer lock. Many people keep money in these places without a second thought. But Buddhism never ignores symbols, because life speaks through symbols before it speaks through events. Buddhism teaches impermanence, yes, but it never teaches neglect. Impermanence means understanding that things change. Neglect means accepting decay without awareness. And these two are not the same. A broken container is not just a physical problem. It is a message. Broken spaces symbolize leakage, loss, instability, lack of protection. And money follows symbols faster than logic ever can. Before your mind understands it, your subconscious has already accepted the message. What I hold will not stay. And so it doesn't. Every time you place money inside something damaged, your nervous system learns impermanence as fear, not wisdom. It learns that wealth is fragile, unsafe, and temporary. That belief quietly shapes your behavior, how you spend, how you save, how you risk, how you panic. Buddhism teaches that the mind creates conditions long before results appear. A mind trained in leakage creates leakage everywhere. Small expenses, careless losses, sudden breakdowns, unexpected drains. This is why some people earn well, but never accumulate. Their life is full of cracks. Broken containers tell a story of resignation, of postponement, of "I'll fix it later." But later rarely comes. Money kept in damaged spaces absorbs instability. It never settles. It never rests. It is always ready to escape, because you have symbolically told it that escape is expected. Notice wealthy, grounded individuals. They repair things quickly. They close doors properly. They don't tolerate brokenness where value is stored. Not because they are obsessive, but because they respect containment. Buddhism teaches that containment creates stability, and stability invites growth. A cracked box cannot protect energy. A torn envelope cannot hold value. A broken cupboard cannot promise safety. And money does not stay where safety is uncertain. This is not superstition, It is psychological conditioning. Your brain reads the environment constantly. When it sees brokenness, it prepares for loss. And in preparing for loss, it unconsciously creates it. Fixing the space is not about money alone. It is about fixing your agreement with life. When you repair a broken container, you are telling your subconscious, I am capable of maintaining what I receive. That single message rewires your relationship with wealth. Buddhism reminds us that suffering often begins not with disaster, but with small negligence repeated daily. If the container is broken, the energy escapes. If the space is damaged, the flow leaks. Fix the space, or money will never stay. Because life only stays where it feels held. And money, like everything else, seeks stability before it seeks growth. 7. Places of constant argument and negativity. This point is painful because it forces you to look not at objects, but at atmosphere. Many people keep money in places filled with noise, raised voices, daily arguments, unresolved anger, emotional explosions that repeat again and again. A drawer in a room where couples fight, a cupboard near constant shouting, a locker opened during stress, blame, or resentment, and they wonder why money never stays. Buddhism teaches something most people ignore. Peace attracts prosperity. Conflict repels it. This is not poetry. This is psychological and energetic truth. Money is extremely sensitive to emotional environments. It absorbs the vibration of the place where it lives. When money is kept in a space polluted by anger, it becomes associated with tension, scarcity, and survival. Every argument charges the air. Every insult stains the space. Every unresolved emotion leaves residue. And money sitting there absorbs all of it. Buddhism teaches that the mind shapes reality through repetition. When money is surrounded by emotional chaos, the subconscious learns one thing very clearly: money equals stress. And once that association is formed, wealth can never feel safe, even when it is present. This is how money begins to flee. People in constantly hostile environments spend impulsively. They lose track. They make emotional decisions. They use money to escape pain, not to build stability. And pain-driven spending always leads to loss. Money kept in toxic spaces never rests. It vibrates with conflict. It becomes impatient. It becomes unstable. And eventually, it leaves through fights, medical bills, legal issues, sudden expenses, or reckless choices made in emotional heat. Buddhism warns that where there is constant agitation, nothing wholesome can grow. Not clarity, not peace, not wealth. This is why some homes never prosper, no matter how hard people work inside them. The energy is too loud, too sharp, too hostile. A peaceful home, on the other hand, grows wealth silently. No drama, no panic, no shouting, just calm decisions, clear thinking, steady growth. Buddhism does not ask you to suppress emotions. It asks you to not let them poison everything else. When anger controls the space where money is kept, it controls your future. Notice this truth. Money loves quiet environments. It loves stability. It loves calm hands and calm minds. This is why monks lived simply, spoke gently, and kept their surroundings peaceful, not to reject wealth, but to remove the inner noise that destroys it. If your home is filled with constant arguments, money becomes a victim of the war you refuse to end. And here is the hardest truth of all. Money does not disappear because of bad luck. It disappears because it cannot survive in emotional violence. Change the atmosphere. Heal the space. Lower the noise. Because wealth does not shout. It whispers. And Buddhism leaves us with this final reminder. Where peace lives, prosperity follows quietly. Where conflict rules, nothing stays long, not even money. 8. Without gratitude. This is the final truth, and the most dangerous one of all. Because this place is invisible. You cannot clean it. You cannot lock it. You cannot repair it with money itself. The final place you should never keep money is inside a heart without gratitude. You may store money in the perfect wallet. You may organize it in the cleanest space. You may earn more than everyone around you. And still, you will feel poor. Buddhism teaches that wealth is not defined by possession, but by relationship. When gratitude is absent, money stops being support and becomes pressure. It no longer feels like safety. It feels like something you must constantly defend, compare, and fear losing. This is how wealth turns toxic. Without gratitude, money breeds anxiety. How much more do I need? What if I lose this? Why do others have more? Comparison replaces contentment. Fear replaces trust. And abundance turns into endless hunger. Buddhism warns that craving is the root of suffering. Ungrateful wealth keeps the mind permanently dissatisfied. No amount is ever enough. No achievement brings peace. And a mind that is never satisfied can never feel rich, even when it has everything. This is the poverty of the soul. People trapped here chase numbers, not peace. They earn, accumulate, and still feel empty. Money becomes a scoreboard, not a tool. Every gain raises the bar of desire. Every loss feels like a personal threat. Life becomes a constant race with no finish line. And here is the cruel irony. Ungrateful minds sabotage their own wealth. They overspend to impress. They take reckless risks to feel ahead. They ignore what they have while chasing what they lack. And slowly, silently, money begins to disappear. Buddhism teaches that gratitude is not politeness, it is alignment. Gratitude aligns the mind with sufficiency, and sufficiency creates calm, and calm creates wise decisions, and wise decisions create lasting wealth. Gratitude turns money into a friend. Ingratitude turns it into an enemy. A grateful person handles money gently. They are patient. They plan. They respect limits. They understand that wealth is a flow, not a trophy. And because of this, wealth stays, not through force, but through harmony. This is why monks, who owned almost nothing, spoke more about abundance than kings, because they understood that gratitude multiplies what logic cannot. When you wake up thankful, money feels lighter. When you spend with awareness, money feels purposeful. When you receive with humility, money feels welcome. Grateful wealth grows quietly. Ungrateful wealth collapses loudly. And Buddhism leaves us with this final, piercing truth. When gratitude leaves the heart, wealth soon follows. When gratitude lives, abundance has already arrived. Protect your gratitude, because it is the only place where money truly stays. As we conclude, money does not disappear randomly. It listens, it feels, it responds. Change where you keep your money, and your life will change quietly. If this video opened your eyes, like it to respect this wisdom. Subscribe to protect yourself from hidden poverty. Remember, poverty is not lack of money. It is lack of awareness. Stay conscious, stay disciplined, and wealth will follow you silently.